Hi there, we're going to look at completing this square when the x squared coefficient is not 1. And as well as completing the square, we're also going to look at solving that quadratic once we've completed the square as well. So if we want to complete the square, and I strongly suggest you look at the basics of completing the square before having a go at this, what we want to do is rewrite it in a form that looks a bit more like that. So that's what we're aiming for. So that's what the completing the square form looks like. So the first thing to do is I'm just going to rewrite it so that that 2 is outside of a bracket, so I'm factorising it out. It means though that I've got to divide every term that I leave inside the bracket by 2, because if I expand it out I should get what I started with. That then allows me to complete the square like I normally would inside. So I need to halve the x squared, the x coefficient, which will leave me with a quarter, and then square that. If I were to expand this bracket here, I'd get x squared, I get minus a half x, but I'd also get negative a quarter squared, and I don't want that. So I take it away. But I do want the minus 3, so I put that on the end. So then we've got x minus a quarter all squared. If we square this, we're going to end up with 1/16. So minus 1/16. And then instead of putting minus 3, I want it to be 16ths. So I have to multiply the top by 16 as well. So we'll get 48. And a couple of things left to do. So now that we've found our bracket squared, we need to bring these two terms together. That's minus 49 over 16, and then one final step is that y is equal to, and I'm just going to multiply everything out by the 2. And by multiplying by 2, my denominator changed from 16 to 8. Now if I then go on to solve this and make it equal to 0, so I'm now going to solve it, we can add on 49 over 8 to both sides. Divide both sides by 2. Square root both sides, and don't forget when you square root that you could get a positive or a negative. And the square root of 49 over 16 is 7 over 4. And then if we add on our quarter, we're going to get 1/4 plus or minus 7/4. So you can probably see there you're going to end up with 2, or you're going to end up with negative 1 and a half. Okay, so that's how you solve it. Here are a few more to have a go at. They're tricky ones, so you have to take your time over it. And if you pause the video now, you can have a go, and then I'll write the answers up in a moment. Here we go. There's the first one. The second one. And finally for the last one, much easier than the others, and you can try and go on to solve those as well. Hope that proves useful, particularly aimed at your A-level students. All the best.